Hey everybody, my name's Andy and I am the leader of Led Repplica. Thank you for visiting the channel today. Please like and subscribe if you like the content that you're seeing. So today I'm going to do a video on this guitar here. This guitar right here. And this is a Epiphone 59 limited edition Les Paul. I've been looking for a guitar like this for a while and I just can't really justify spending in the thousands for a guitar that I'm just not going to use all that much. Anyway, so I was having a look around for, you know, Les Pauls or similar Gibsons, etc. On Marketplace, which is like, oh well, yeah, it's on Facebook, and this one came up and I was quite interested because I saw it said 59 and it said limited edition, which are all the right words, and so I checked it out. I did a bit of research online and they were getting really good reviews and people were saying that they were really good guitars. I went along to the people who were selling it and demoed it with my amplifier, and I was like, wow, this guitar is awesome, because I have a actual Les Paul. It's not a Sunburst, it's just a black one, but really nice guitar anyway. It's a Gibson. So yeah, I took my amp along and plugged my guitar into it and plugged this guitar into it, which wasn't my guitar at the time, of course, and I had some really old 42 to 9 strings on it, which were pretty awful, but despite that, this guitar was great. I just loved it the second that I plugged it in and played it. It just sounded awesome. Yeah, so it's now part of the Led Repplica copy family with my pretend double neck and my pretend Dan Electro. So yeah, it's quite a cool little story, really. Like I'm really enjoying sort of playing these versions of actual guitars, but seeing it as a challenge to actually try and get something good out of the guitar itself. Yeah, so I thought I'd dive in and sort of talk about this guitar and these guitars in general, the specs of them, and then the modifications that I've done specifically to try and make it more the thing that I'm wanting it to be, which is for this project, Led Repplica, which is a Led Zeppelin tribute. So I'll talk about the different things about this guitar and what I've done. Okay, cool. So first thing I'm going to do in the video is I'm going to talk about what is stock on this guitar. Okay, and I'm just going to turn slightly this way to look at my iPad because I can't remember anything. Okay, so Les Epiphone 59 Les Paul limited edition. What does it feature? It's got 2 burst pucker pickups in it, 2 Gibson burst pucker pickups, so it's got the 2 and the 3. I'll talk about what I've done after this, but I've actually modified the pickups. Okay, so they're sort of like PAF style pickups, so you get the softness and the tops, I guess, of a PAF, which is not so present in more modern pickups. You got Malloy 150 polyester film tone capacitors that's supposed to make them sound warmer, more mellow. You've got CTS pots and a Switchcraft toggle switch. They're generally pretty good quality. I mean, I don't think they're the top line CTS pots, but they're fine. It's got a figured AAA maple top And like the actual body itself, they say it's full weighted. Maybe the top's full weighted. This guitar is not as heavy as my Les Paul. It's not even close. So it is a little bit on the lighter side of Les Paul. It's got a medium C neck. So the neck I think is quite nice. It's not super narrow, not like Jimmy Page for example. But it's still comfortable. Yeah. It's got this aged Voss finish, which is actually quite nice. Like all these modern guitars seem to have like a really shiny finish. If you look at the actual finish on this guitar, it's actually quite nice. It's quite, yeah, it's quite sort of matty, or mate, however you say that. So it's actually like not in that modern style. They're trying to make it feel like a 1959 guitar would kind of feel and look, I suppose. Yeah, so that's sort of an overview of the guitar. It came with like some kind of nut, I can't remember what it was. One of those composite ones, I think. But when I got the guitar set up, it has this one's got a bone nut now, so it's a bit better than the stock nut. Yeah, so that's the guitar. Yeah, compared it to my Les Paul, out of the box, I still thought it was pretty good. And I've, like I say, I've played a real Les Paul, so I know what they feel like. So I had a point of comparison, which I think is important when you're demoing a guitar that you've never played, because otherwise, yeah, you won't know the forest from the trees. And so it's a good idea to always have a reference for everything when you're doing something, just so that you know you have a baseline in terms of measurement of what you're actually trying to measure against. Yeah, so anyways, the guitar out of the box seemed pretty good when I tried it out. Cool, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to talk about my first impressions of this guitar once I changed the strings and stuff like that. I got it home, I played it out, and I put it through its paces more, because it's kind of hard to do that when you're buying a guitar off someone. You can't stay there for hours and just, you know, tutor on them without people start going, well, we've got some other potential buyers, so do you want it or not? So yeah, you kind of got to get on with it. It's like being at a music shop, I guess. They start getting annoyed at you if you don't sort of get your wallet out. Yeah. Yeah, I played it through my Origin 50 amp, which I'm using right now, by the way. It's just this one here. It's an Origin 50. I'm not using this JCM 900 because that's not the right sound for what I'm trying to do right now. You compare the two together and they sound great, but this one by itself is quite a vastly different sound to probably what you want if you want to sound like Jimmy Page. Next things first. Pickup sounded, yeah, but they sounded pretty good. You'd have to have both guitars at the same time to compare them. Like, I know now, comparing these pickups to the ones that are in my Gibson, which are a couple of Seymour Duncans, there's no comparison. There really isn't. Like, I don't want to bring people down, but I mean, these pickups are better than the ones that come in the Epiphones for sure, but they're not really good pickups. They're not. It's just the way it is. Once you've played nice pickups, and then of course there'll be people who said, Seymour Duncans, they suck. You should get these pickups, and yeah. Like, there's a level for everyone. Like, you'll find the level and you go, wow, yeah, actually, it's true. There is an actual tangible difference between all these things. It's like wine. As far as I know, there's no ceiling to wine. Yeah, I quite like a glass of wine. But yeah, they just get better and better and better and better. And before you know it, you can't drink your $10 wines anymore because you've been tainted by the poison chalice. Okay. Yeah, the body felt a bit light. Sorry, I'm just scrolling through my page. The body felt a bit light. It's actually fine. It's not weird. It's just light. It's not Les Paul heavy. So I took it to a luthier to get set up, because I was like, this needs set up. It was buzzing in places and I couldn't use it to the level that I wanted to use it. So I took it to this guy called Warren. His business name is called Audio Zephyr, and he always does an amazing job on setting up guitars, refretting. He really knows his stuff when it comes to setting up guitars, and he did an amazing job on this guitar. Like, when I got it back, the action was super low. I can overbend and all the notes come up super clear. So yeah, if you have a guitar and you want to get it set up, take it to him, because he does an amazing job. Yeah, so it's like so it's playing really, really well. Like, I'd say it's playing just as well as my Les Paul now. It doesn't feel the same. again, there's levels, and the differences make a difference in the end. All the differences in the end, the sum of them come to give you quite a vastly different experience at the end. Yeah. So, but even still, I was still really happy with this guitar. I was like, wow, this is the best $1,000 I spent on a guitar, I think, because that's how much it cost me secondhand, and then it cost me $200 and something to get it set up. So it's like, wow, I've got this great guitar for under $1,500. You know, like, again, like I said at the start, I'm not all about the Gibson thing. I'm not. It's like, yeah, there's some amazing guitars, but you got to pay for it. And I don't know. It seems to me like they're getting into the antique market or something like that, because I don't know. I mean, how many people have a desire for that? They just sit in your room, and you won't play them much, and you'd be afraid of taking them out because they'll get damaged. Like, it's just, to me, it's not the point. The point of a guitar is to play it. Otherwise, they're just gathering dust and something for people to look at. And don't get me wrong, I think Les Pauls are the most beautiful looking guitars, but they're meant to be played. That's why they were created. That's why they got strings. Okay, so first modification that we did, we put treble bleeds into each volume control. So there's simple modifications. A couple of 330 picofarad capacitors, that's it, just across the volume. That's it. And as you can tell with the demo I did at the start with Over the Hills and Far Away, you can hear when I clean it up, it retains its tops. And same on the bridge pickup. So you can go from crazy growls to twangy country. And I think that's kind of like, that's what people say about Les Pauls, especially the 59 era Les Pauls with the PAS, is that they're like supercharged Telecasters, and you can kind of get the vibe. Like I did diss these pickups a little bit, but they're not terrible. They're much bigger than the stock pickups that come in Epiphones, for sure. Yeah, so you can hear, like, it cleans up great. Okay, so that is the first modification that I did. I should say Dad helps me with this stuff, he's really good at that stuff. Second thing I did was I was not happy with the burst bucket 3 in the bridge position. It was too weak. It just didn't have enough guts. So I took the 498T pickup that came in my Gibson Les Paul over here from this guitar originally, and we chucked it into here. Now people would say, 498T, are you crazy? That's a complete wrong pickup, and yeah, you're probably right, but it gives you guts. So actually I have to take back what I said, because this actually isn't the burst bucket 3 that I was doing the tele stuff on. It's the 498T, which came stock in the 1990 Gibson Les Pauls, I think. So you can hear at the top, like, because it's quite a high output pickup, it starts to compress quite a lot. So a lot of the time, I'm not running that pickup 100% volume. And it gives you that sound. It gives you that sound, not quite 100%. You get that brightness, telliness, but you still get the gut. And you're like one tiny little roll away from raucous rock. Yeah, it's awesome. So I actually think it's quite a good pickup pairing, but everyone will have an opinion, and that's cool. Okay, so but that was some things that we did. Sorry again, I'm just scrolling around. This is not going to be a beautiful video, so I just don't have time. And yeah, it came out great. So I mean, like, I'm happy. So I'm going to do a quick demo of the pickups again. I'm going to play a song that everybody knows. Yeah, so you get the idea. So dynamics, man, dynamics. Pagey was all about the dynamics, eh? This guitar lets me do the dynamic thing. I'm going to play devil's advocate, and I'm going to grab my Les Paul, my Gibson one, and I'm going to do exactly the same thing. Let's compare. Put in headphones. I reckon if you want to hear like small differences, because you probably hear them, but let's do exactly the same thing. And it is not in tune. Okay. First thing that sticks out is this pickup is hot as. Wow. Let's go this one. More tops. Yeah, just more tops. Anyways, let's do it again. No, just joking. Yeah, so, okay, so what's the difference? Obviously the guitar feels different. It's an older Gibson neck, so it has a certain feel, a bit smoother feeling. That neck still feels great, by the way. The pickups are so much hotter. That's one thing that I actually just did not realize, how much this guitar screams compared to that one. And so there could be a number of things, I guess. I'm not a pickup expert by any stretch of the imagination, so there could be a number of things. But it just seems like there's a lot more articulation in these pickups. And so, like, you know, I'm not trying to sell anything. So the point of this video is not to, like, tell people, go out and get this. You know, the point of this video is to say, on a budget, you can achieve great sounds. I'm really happy with this guitar, even after what I just did. Totally happy with this guitar. I think it sounds great. I like the sound of the pickups. Yeah, you get the idea. Yeah, there it is, the 1959 Epiphone limited edition Les Paul. Good guitar, great guitar for its price. Apparently they have new ones now that have the Gibson open book head style, which I always think are really beautiful. Like the symmetry between the body and the headstock on the Gibson is a beautiful thing. But I think that's a good move, because I always think that the Epiphone headstock does look a little bit kind of small. It's just a bit too small or something. So yeah, and you know, symmetry, not symmetry, but like balance, I should say, is important when it comes to guitar. Guitars, you know, a lot of guitar is about how it looks, right? And I mean, we all know that. That's why people have preferences. And so, yeah, I think that's a good move. The more that they do that. Not that it really matters, of course it doesn't, and it doesn't really affect the sound of the guitar as far as I can tell. But, yeah, I think that's a cool move. And if I knew about that later, I'd probably get one that looked more like that. Yeah, and if I won Lotto, then Murphy Lab, here we come. But no, there's no market for that in New Zealand anyway. You're looking at so much money to buy one of those guitars. It's like, it's just not worth it. Led Repplica. So, quickly, yeah, our gig. We got a gig next Friday, 21st at Speaker's Corner. That's in Browns Bay in Auckland. It's free. It's going to be awesome. Been working on all the tunes. Been working on these solos. There's so many solos. And it's going to be an amazing show. The guys sound amazing. It's going to be 8 to 11. You're going to hear, everyone's going to hear something they know. It's going to be great. We're going to do some of the prog stuff. We're going to do some of the poppy stuff. It's going to be awesome. So yeah, please come down. And thanks again for watching. I know that was a bit of a ramble on today. But sometimes it's just hard to make things coherent the way that I want to. I'm just so time poor. I know. Violin bow. We're going to be doing Dazed and Confused, by the way. I love doing this. I love playing Led Zeppelin songs. I love the music of Led Zeppelin. And so I'm just going to, the whole point of this for me is just to keep it alive, to keep doing something that I enjoy doing, and just to keep subtly adjusting things each time just to get better. For me, it's a great challenge. I love that kind of stuff. And yeah, so there's going to be much more videos once I get a little bit more time. And yeah, thanks for watching. If you're in Auckland, I really hope that we see you on next Friday at Speaker's Corner. It's going to be an awesome show. Thanks again for watching, and I'm going to finish on a tune for ya.